The Outback Radiant System is available now at Pacific Solar. Call them today.
The stations of KUAM, proud sponsor of the 12th Festival of Pacific Arts, KUAM 2016. What we own, what we have, what we share, united voice of the Pacific.
Closed captioning is brought to you by IT&E.
KUAM News Headlines is presented by Calvo's Insurance, a legacy of trust, serving Micronesia for over 75 years. Matson Navigation, proud sponsor of FestPac 2016. Cars Plus, Dodge Challenger, the undisputed champion. IP&E, fueling excellence. McDonald's of Guam, I'm loving it. Pacific Solar and King's Restaurant.
An illegal dump fire forces the evacuation of several families in Talampago.
Police need your help in finding this woman.
And your elected leaders want the dollars and cents behind the finances behind the Festival of Pacific Arts. Good evening, Guam and Hafa Day. Regardless of how you're watching us, we are so glad you tuned in tonight. 3 Talampago families in our top story were evacuated after a fire ignited in their backyards.
But as Crystal Paco reports, the source of the flames has led to a multi-agency investigation.
A passerby saw the smoke and phoned 911. What firefighters discovered wasn't a house fire, but trash in a ravine.
It was difficult to get to. Our guys had to use pipe poles and shovels to move the trash around in order to get to the root of it. It took our guys about 4 hours to control the fire itself.
According to Guam Fire Department spokesperson Kevin Riley, it's what officials call a deep-seated fire, or a fire burning far below the surface.
Right now, that's under investigation. We're looking into it right now with the EPA.
Also at the scene early Monday morning was Talampago Mayor Jesse Gogui. Although the residents are new to the village, he says their backyard of trash didn't look it.
It looked like it was just years and years and years of household trash that was never set aside to be taken to our landfill, but had piled up.
Gogui says the family reported burning trash Sunday evening. The flames jumped and ignited other piles they could no longer control.
When I was talking to people at the site, apparently they were burning trash, some trash, yesterday around 6 in the evening. And then what had happened is the fire that they had started jumped to a pile of trash that was in a ravine just behind their homes.
The 3 homes have no power or water and no means of containing the fire.
Although they tried to contain it, they couldn't contain it. And they let it, they thought it would just burn itself out.
GFD's hazardous materials team from Agate was also called to the scene to take samples, and the 3 nearby homes evacuated. Today, KUAM visited the site, but some tenants remained. They did not speak with our cameras. Gogui estimates at least 5 children and 5 adults were affected.
And it's one of those families that, you know, I'm sure doesn't have the means to rent, doesn't, you know, isn't high on the list for AGURA assistance. And they just needed a roof over their head, and this was a roof they were able to find.
Fortunately, no one was hurt and there was no damage to the homes. According to Guam EPA Acting Administrator Yvette Cruz, if the site is an illegal dump site, the guilty party could face fines up to $1,000 per day per violation or even jail time. Reporting for Guam's News Network, I'm Crystal Paco.
An arrest warrant has been issued for 33-year-old Christine Nicole Ramos. According to police spokesperson Paul Tapao, she is wanted for questioning in reference to the illegal possession of the drug ice. Ramos was last seen along in Alado Road at Pago Bay. Tapao says if you see her, do not approach her, but instead call police. Their number 475-8615-7, or you can also call Guam Crime Stoppers at 477-4357.
The Guam Fire Department responded to a pair of serious crashes occurring in northern Guam over the weekend. GFD says just after 4 Sunday morning, 911 received a report of a serious crash in Derido across from Ipapao Estates. 2 cars were involved and 2 people were transported to GMH, while 1 person was sent to Guam Regional Medical City. GFT was forced to use the Jaws of Life device to extricate one of the victims that was trapped in the car.
While units were responding to that dead-end crash, they received a report of a serious 2-car collision in the village of Jigo near G-Mart. 3 people were transported to GMH. The accidents remain under investigation.
Former senatorial candidate and agate vice mayoral candidate Derek Baza Hills, as well as Sarah May Uche, were back in court. Although they were arrested last year for allegedly using forged prescriptions to try and obtain oxycodone, which is a controlled substance, it looks like both defendants could have the case wiped clean from the records because both are eligible for the adult drug court program as first-time offenders. Uche entered into a deferred plea today, and for the next 2 years, she'll be obligated to complete treatment programs and community service in order to have her case dismissed and ultimately expunged. Hills is anticipated to enter a similar agreement on March 28th. Had they been convicted, both defendants could have faced up to 3 years imprisonment and $5,000 in fines.
One Korean family who vacationed back in Guam in 2014 is suing for millions after a bad parasailing experience. Federal court filings state the family is seeking no less than $5 million each for each injury from Sunny Side Up Guam Inc., Ocean Jet Club, and Dongbo Insurance Company. While on island to celebrate a member's 60th birthday, they went parasailing. Waters were rough and choppy, and despite requests to turn back, plaintiffs allege OJC employees continued to drive wildly and laugh as the family feared for their safety. The plaintiffs alleged they were launched airborne repeatedly and they landed back into the boat violently and repeatedly causing injuries. 2 days passed and the Jet Club lawyer informed them they would not be compensated for medical or travel expenses they may incur in returning to Korea. The plaintiffs, Dansim No, Gwangji No, Jungsu Moon, Judo Moon, Midan No, and Sura Wee, were hospitalized on Guam, with one needing air ambulance to Korea. Injuries included spine fractures, back injuries, and other physical and emotional injuries.
In other news tonight, the 2016 Festival of Pacific Arts has a $13 million price tag. But where's the money coming from? Where is it going? And who is keeping it accountable? Isabaza asks those specific questions and files our next report.
Costing a whopping $13 million, the budget for the upcoming Festival of Pacific Arts may be running in the red.
The original $13 million included a large, what's called in-kind, or kind of not cash, but in-kind services. So that was $6 million, and then $7 million cash, 5 coming from the government, and then $2 million from sponsorships and donations and other fundraisings.
While GovGuam did come up with its $5 million contribution, community donations and sponsorships ran short by nearly $2 million. At a meeting on Monday, FestPac Organizing Committee Chair Nate Knight said he continues to work with sponsors as well as the legislature to address the funding shortage. Meanwhile, another budget-related issue came forth at the meeting. Senator Roy Respicio.
It was discovered that a lot of the procurement, which is supposed to be, in my opinion, go through the procurement law, a lot of that procurement process is being delegated to the event specialist. So, for example, there's a purchase of $105,000 for futons, and that represents 50% of what the cost is for that item.
Senator Respicio is concerned that big ticket items are being purchased through the event specialist without going through government procurement.
And what I want to make sure is that this government always provides a level playing field for any vendor, because right now I question whether or not just the vendor alone on who got that award for the futons, right? If $105,000 represents 50% of the purchase, then you're talking about $210,000 worth of futons. And so, was there an equal opportunity for other vendors to say that they can provide those same supplies? And
Knight said the specialist services were contracted through a request for proposal process, and the committee has invited representatives from the Office of the Public Auditor to ensure they're following the law.
We were happy to have their OPA staff there at today's meeting as well, just to observe and make sure everything is going correct, and so they can monitor as well.
Senator Respicio has asked for a formal letter from a chief procurement officer
verifying that existing processes follow Guam law, especially with FESPAC only 69 days away.
Obviously it takes a lot of a huge investment to host this kind of major event. So there's no choice. We'll have to be ready, and we're all going to work together to make sure it gets done.
Reporting for Guam's News Network, I'm Isa Baza.
We are going to go ahead and take a quick break, but when we come back, Ken continues to has more details involving an initiative that may be on the Decision 2016 ballot to roll back raises for your elected leaders. That and much more is coming up.
Stay connected to the world at home from everywhere you are. Get the KUAM News app for the latest in local news, videos, sports, streaming Isla 63 AM, weather, and more. Available for free now at the iTunes App Store or Google Play.
Have you gotten paid yet? That's the premium automatic insurance deduction plan from Calvo's Insurance. Paid simplifies your home and auto insurance. No down payment. No more long lines. And you can stretch your payments up to 12 months. Paid is convenient. It deducts from your payroll, your checking account, or your credit card. With Paid, you get up to 65% off your car insurance and enjoy lifestyle club discounts. Life can be easier when you get paid.
Call Calvo's Insurance today and save on your home and auto insurance.
When Ed Rodriguez suffered a stroke, he was brought to GRMC.
I couldn't talk, trying to say something in my mind, but it won't come out of my mouth. When I came here, coming in the door, I saw everyone was there, the nurses, the doctors. They rushed me into the brain scan, took my vital signs, plugged me up into the heart monitor machine. Everybody knew what they're supposed to be doing. I was treated like I was in the States. Everything here is prompt. I got the best service. I tell you, they took care of me, my friends and relatives. This hospital is where you need to go. The care and the complete care and the equipment is here in this hospital.
A Joint Commission accredited hospital where you're covered by Medicare, Medicaid, TRICARE, as well as Select Care, Stay Well, and Netcare. GRMC, where patients are partners.
It's March Money Madness going on now at Triple J. Make a fast break to Triple J and get 30 seconds to grab for cash in our money machine with every vehicle purchase. We're talking out-of-bounds savings like the Ford F-150 truck, America's best-selling truck for 39 years as low as $27,995 or only $171 per paycheck. Or the 2016 Mazda 3 at only $16,995 or only $98 per paycheck. Visit our showroom in Upper Tumon today or get pre-approved instantly at carsguam.com. Trade-ins welcome. See dealer for details. Triple J, customers first.
Follow KUAM News on Twitter or become a fan on Facebook to get all your daily headlines from Guam's News Network.
Welcome back to Primetime right here on KUAM. While several attempts to roll back raises for elected officials failed in the Guam legislature, a group of citizens is hoping to get the job done through a voter initiative they hope to put on the ballot this coming election.
Ken Quintanilla reports.
They're calling themselves Citizens for Public Accountability.
Our group is basically working people. The majority of the people hold jobs 8 to 5. They're trying to get their families taken care of, pay their bills. They're struggling.
And in this upcoming general election, the group is hoping voters will join them in fixing an issue they believe lawmakers have failed to properly address. Santa Rita resident and current spokesperson Ken Leon Guerrero.
And when they look at the financial quagmire our government is stuck in, we're just concerned that the senators, our policy decision makers, have the wrong focus. And what we're trying to do is help them refocus their priorities onto taking care of the people first.
That priority is addressing the pay raises island leaders gave themselves back in 2014. A voter initiative is currently underway to roll back those raises.
And in this bill, we are going to roll back the compensation for the governor, lieutenant governor, and the senators to the 2014 level. And then make it so that any future raises have to go before the public in a referendum, so the public, who are the supervising authority of elected officials, can vote thumb up or thumb down on future raises.
Leon Guerrero says this effort started with Bills 201 and Bill 204.
We in the community, ordinary men and women, were able to see that the bills were designed to fail, and that's exactly what happened.
Bill 201 would have repealed raises for senators only, whereas Bill 204 would have repealed raises for all elected officials and cabinet members. While both bills failed on session floor, earlier this year, lawmakers reconsidered the vote on Bill 204 and eventually passed it. Governor Eddie Calvo, however, vetoed the bill, and an override attempt failed by 1 vote.
Bill 204, the way it was written, dragging the mayors in, guaranteed that there would be public outcry.
Before they begin collecting signatures, the group is working with the GEC to ensure all the requirements are met to see it on the ballot. One of them includes hosting town hall meetings in at least 10 villages.
That is the only way this is going to be addressed, because the senators have proved themselves 4 times if you count the initial bill from Adelup. So they had 4 chances to do the right things and failed. So as the voters, the supervising authority, it's incumbent upon us to do the right thing.
Leon Guerrero says they are planning the first meeting by the end of March. Reporting for Guam's News Network, I'm Ken Quintaniza.
Thanks, Ken. The Office of the Attorney General has amended the timeline for the request for proposal related to the hiring of an independent prosecutor to investigate illegal raises given to Adelup staffers. New deadline for submission is April 29th. Meanwhile, last Friday, the AG's office held a pre-proposal conference for interested bidders to sign the offer confidentiality and non-disclosure agreement. During the meeting, interested bidders were able to pick up a CD containing over 1,400 pages of discovery to determine whether they are conflicted from the case. The AG spokesperson Carolina Charfer says 3 attorneys attended the RFP conference, including Tom Fisher, Sandra Miller, and former AG Leonard Pottis. Fisher was the Calvo Tenorio campaign attorney, whereas Miller is Governor Eddie Calvo's legal counsel. Along with the hiring of the independent prosecutor, the Office of Public Accountability is also conducting an audit of the retroactive raises given to Adelup staffers back in December 2014.
Let's stay with election headlines now, as the Republican Party of Guam has a new slate of local state officers. During their convention this weekend, Victor Cruz was elected as the new chairman of the party. He's a special advisor to Governor Calvo and is currently the outgoing vice chairman of the party. Faye Ovalis was elected first vice chair, with Aaron Mpinko the second vice chair. The new slate of officers will be sworn in on April the 14th during the Lincoln Dinner. Along with the new officers, the GOP selected 9 delegates and 6 alternates to attend the Republican National Convention in Ohio in July. Outgoing Chairman Mike Benito says the party will caucus this week, determining which Republican presidential candidate will receive Guam's 9 delegate votes. During the convention, the Republican Party received a video message from U.S. Senator Marco Rubio and phone calls from Ohio Governor John Kasich, Donald Trump, and U.S. Senator Ted Cruz's wife, Heidi.
Following a string of record-breaking months, Guam continues to see rapidly growing and diversified tourist markets. In fact, the island celebrated its best month in the history of tourist arrivals in February. Guam Visitors Bureau General Manager Nate DeKnight.
February was the best arrivals month all time on Guam. We had hair over 142,000 arrivals, which is great for February. I mean, I know it was a leap year, so we had 1 day extra, but still 2 days less than the previous record, March 2013.
He said arrivals last month continued to be led by Korea, while growth was also seen in mainland China and Taiwan. Guam also saw a boost in military arrivals. He hopes growing numbers will have a positive effect on the local economy.
Now, all of us, the entire island community, did a truly amazing thing this past Saturday as a family at the annual St. Baldrick's head shaving event, providing hope, raising money, and sending love to kids and their families that are battling cancer the world over, but especially right here on the island. It was an experience we'll all take with us the rest of our lives, and we definitely did make a difference.
That's right. We set a new local record, shaving 89 people, our most for an event, including the most women and children we've ever had. In just 4 hours, we showed that we care symbolically and monetarily. We prepared lots of ponytails to be recycled for use and wigs for locks of love, and took care of local cancer patients through the Edward M. Calvo Cancer Foundation. Thanks a million to our barbers, stylists, shavees, volunteers, and donors.
Thanks so much once again. Well, March, you may not know, is Developmental Disabilities Awareness Month, and all this week, Jonah Gonçalves takes a closer look at some of the organizations and services that are offered right here on the island. And she kicks off this special series with a look at the Guam System for Assistive Technology.
Guam System for Assistive Technology at the University of Guam is part of UOG's Center for Excellence in Developmental Disabilities Education, Research, and Service. Carla Torres is the AT and Special Programs Coordinator.
If somebody has a disability, for example, because of diabetes, they just become blind. They don't know what to do, how to continue life, how to continue work, how to continue to provide for their families and just go about their days. GSAT is a really good place to come to because we help them figure out how to overcome the challenges that they're now facing not being able to see.
Despite being around for over 20 years, Torres says that many are unaware of GSAT and what crucial services they offer to those with disabilities. Their overall mission is to increase the community's access to assistive technology and assist individuals with the acquisition of AT devices and resources.
We provide device demonstrations, we provide short-term loans, so individuals can take the devices to work, to home, and try them out and see how they will work for them.
GSAT also works with the individual to obtain specific devices and purchase.
We go through a process of looking at what other funds there may be in the community available to them. If it's an employment situation, we look to VOC Rehab, another federally funded agency. If it's something medically necessary, we could look to insurance to provide costs. Cover of the cost for these devices. Now, if somebody doesn't qualify for any funding out there, we also run a recycling program. And so we may have devices that have been donated into the program that we can then donate out.
But if a loan is needed, GSAT has a low-interest finance program.
So somebody can borrow the money from us, essentially like borrowing money from the bank. However, we do the financing, and we offer this loan at a 2% interest rate, and we make the payments flexible. We stretch it out as far as we can so that the monthly payments do become affordable to them.
Their overall goal is to help children and adults with disabilities live productive, independent, and quality lives.
It's definitely important that we spread the word about GSAT because we are the only assistive technology program that serves the island.
This is outside of special education with DOE, where the kids are taken care of.
Sometimes the educational needs are being met, but the family has challenges outside of the academic realm. And so where do they go? They can definitely come to GSAT, and we can help with that as well.
If you would like more information or would like to avail of their services, you can stop by their office Monday through Friday from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. They're located in the UOG Dean Circle, house number 19. You can also check out their website at www.gsatscedars.org. Reporting for Guam's News Network, I'm Jonah Gonçalves.
Up next in sports, Chris Barnett with a rundown of all your IIAG action. Keep it here.
Sunday barbecues are better when there's more than enough bandwidth to share. Sign up for GTA Fiber to the Neighborhood today and enjoy faster internet on more devices. GTA, your island, your faster fiber network.
Building the only trucks with the best fuel economy. Best towing. Best torque. And best payload. Takes guts. Overcoming any obstacle. That's the glory. Get a great deal on the trucks that give you both during Ram Truck Month.
Shell's Million Miles giveaway is back, and we're giving 100,000 United Mileage Plus miles to 10 lucky winners. So how do you make your getaway? Just use your Lucky 7 card when you fuel up with 7 gallons or more, and you're automatically entered to win. Fuel up at your nearest Shell station today and start planning your new adventure. No purchase necessary. Some conditions apply. See stores for details.
Insure your auto or home with Alpha Insurers and get more chances to win awesome prizes with Alpha's Switch, Spin, and Win. Alpha Insurers will draw 3 winners every week and 1 monthly grand prize winner to spin Alpha's prize wheel for a chance to win an iPad mini, flat screen TV, gas cards, and so much more. Just switch or renew your auto or home insurance with Alpha Insurers and you automatically qualify. It's that easy. Call 477-8701 or 637-8833 for more details, and you could be a winner for Alpha's Switch, Spin, and Win.
When you come to Chuck E. Cheese's, you can see what's new.
New fun! New games! New cousin!
What's new?
New awesomeness!
Where a kid can't be a kid.
KUAM Autospot proudly announces the Mitsubishi Marchdown Sales Event. A new shipment of Lancers now starting at $14,995. The best-selling sedan on KUAM is now at the lowest price of the year. For only $14,995 during our Marchdown Sales Event. Or upgrade with Bluetooth backup camera and premium Rockford Busgate sound system. Evolution in Motion starts at $14,995. Only at Autospot, KUAM's fastest-growing dealership with in-house financing. You'll be amazed at what we can do. Call 478-AUTO or get pre-approved at KUAMAutospot.com today.
For day, Guam, Chris Barnett with sports, and let me tell you, the show, it's so big, like I can't even. It's AAG Championship special right here, and let's get started with boys basketball. All right, the consolation game, it was Ukadu over St. John's, 69-55 behind Aiden Ferreira's 20 points. Takumi Simon led the Knights with 16. And on to the big dance we go. Sharks taking on the Islanders. And the first half was back and forth like a cha-cha with 8 lead changes. JFK's Algerel Grape to MVP Chris Connor. Connor had 11 first half points, but it was John Buon going on early on as he drives outside. Buon ended up with 78% of the Sharks' total points. To the second half we go. The Billy Belger show. He stepped up as Connor sat out with a bit of an injury. Buon marches on. He had a game-high 25 points. But Belger for 3. JFK led by as much as 11. Sanchez regrouping here. Coach Jin Han would not score his 3rd title. But Buon, he scored at will. He's been approached by a couple Philippine teams already. JFK started pulling away. Connor, the long arm layup doesn't go, but Belger is there. He was everywhere. He's there too. With the pass to Nolan Chamberlain, threading the needle. It's good, and the foul, and the championship. Islanders, 44-32, back-to-back like Drake. Your McDonald's player of the game, Billy Belger, 16 points, clutch second half performance.
Feels good because it's my last year. I want to come out with the W in the championship, and we did it.
Remember, it was the JFK offense we talked about going into this, but it was their defense that put the Sharks on ice. Buon had the hot hand. Okay, forced him to spread the ball around, and unfortunately for Sanchez, his teammates came up cold.
Yeah, in the beginning, he just kept dropping points, and then we tried to adjust and make him pass the ball more and just have the other teammates shoot the ball.
With the win, they become the first back-to-back champs since, yep, you guessed it, the Sharks in 2007-2008. More IAAG championship results, rugby finals, ladies first. Your JV Cup champions, the Notre Dame Royals, Varsity Cup champs. It was the GW Geckos over ND 26-zip. The GW, that's the 5th tackle title in a row for the Lady Gecks. Your varsity plate runners-up, ND, and the Varsity Bowl winners, the Cougars of Academy. Boys rugby now, your JV Cup champions, the St. John's Knights. Varsity Cup, FD Friars, victorious over the Geckos 17-7. That's the first Friar boys rugby crown in 3 years. You can bet they're partying hard at Mangilau. Varsity plate runners-up, the GW Geckos, and your Varsity Bowl winners, the Bulldogs of Ukadu. And now, girls softball championship action. That's right, it was a championship weekend in the IAAG. This game, Leo Palace, the upstart GW Geckos, taking on the powerhouse Southern High Dolphins. Geckos able to lead 3-2 in the 6th inning, but Southern, using their experience, capitalizing on pass balls, errors, and the help of some late student transfers from the Notre Dame Royals. It was hey, bada, bada, don't swing, as the Dolphins used good strike zone judgment to take the late innings lead and eventually the title 8-3 over the Geckos. Congratulations to all our championship winners, and it's on to fourth quarter sports. As always, more on that coming up on the show. On to soccer news now. The 2015 NAIA Women's Soccer National Champs, the Spring Arbor University Cougars, have added Guam's Paige Serber to their roster in preparation for their title defense in fall 2016. Serber, currently a student at Highline College in Washington, scored 16 goals and 5 assists this season. And remember, she was a two-time IIAG Girls Soccer MVP with the Southern High School Dolphins, and she's often called up to represent Guam on the national women's soccer team. Serber also made the Northwest Athletic Conference Western Region team and finished as a top 10 player in the conference based on her stats in her freshman season at Highline. So we wish her, of course, the very best and hope she continues to represent Guam as well as she does. All right. Hey, be sure to check out the show tomorrow where we welcome a familiar face back to the PXC. Remember, anything sports, malfunction at KUAM.com. My name is Chris Barnett. Thanks for watching. Adios.
These used cars are Nissan certified, and let me show you why I stand behind every used car that we sell. First, our certified technicians inspect every used car to make sure it's safe, reliable, and mechanically sound. Then any scratches and dings are given first-class treatment at our body shop. And after thorough detailing inside and out, the car is ready for sale. At a price that's always below Blue Book. That makes Nissan used cars your best buy.
Stones won't break a bone. We're in the car on a highway. It's so magical, feeling that no one's got a home. You're a catalyst to your happiness, you know. This is your home. It's your life. It's what we're proud. In a home wide world is supposed to
While hundreds of homeless seek shelter every day, when memories fade like old photographs, and families struggle to care for loved ones with special needs, as young children are caught in the storm of abuse and neglect, we are there. For over 30 years, we have helped Guam's victims of life when there was nowhere else to turn. You can help too by giving $1 a month. God bless you.
She's in the shell.
This is going to be bigger than drones.
It's going to be bigger than Mars Landing!
She's in the shell. This is going to be bigger than James Harden's beard.
This is going to be bigger than those things.
This is gonna be bigger than the baseball.
Dude, that's going to be bigger than the internet.
Deal with it. The Quesalupa, it's gotta be bigger than everything.
Half a day, welcome back. Let's get to your birthday shout-outs from the Cold Stone Creamery Birthday Club. And happy birthday going out to Rose Bernardo, or Rosa, celebrating her 16th birthday from your family and friends. Also, happy belated birthday to Melton Duenas, coming from your wife, Julie Duenas, and family. Happy birthday to Robbie and Ray Munya. And finally, happy birthday going out to Ben Charkov. You can be a part of the Cold Stone Creamery Birthday Club. Just head on over to KUAM.com. And that's going to do it for us here in Primetime. Stay tuned. The news hour continues with Extra. Good night.
Closed captioning is brought to you by IT&E.
We have a fantastic show for you because we'll be introducing you to two scholars who are leading a conference dealing with Pacific Island culture, and we're also going to introduce you to Miss Earth Guam 2016, the very, very lovely Gloria Nelson. Stay tuned for that. That is coming up. But first, Nestor Lecanto has this week's installment of Business Matters.
Business Matters, presented by the Guamanian Magazine.
2015 was another record-breaking year for the solar industry in the U.S. A national trade group, the Solar Energy Industries Association, recently announced that for the first time ever, solar beat out natural gas by supplying almost 30% of new electricity generating capacity. On Guam, the number of solar-powered homes still makes up just a tiny fraction of the island-wide power system, but the number is growing, and growing fast. Joe Rosario is the Business Development and Marketing Director for Micronesia Renewable Energy, one of several solar energy companies here.
Prior to 2012, there were less than 50 solar energy customers on the GPA grid. Now there are close to 1,000. So it's unprecedented growth that we just saw in a matter of a year and a half, 2 years. So, and we don't see that momentum stopping anytime soon. And the reason for that is more and more homeowners are now educated and aware of that there are options out there besides getting grid power.
Company Vice President Jeff Voacalo says those options include a fully financed photovoltaic solar system that is paid for by a partner company. That company in turn benefits through a 30% tax credit from the federal government.
The Sonova Corporation out of Texas. They're right now in 27 states. They're actually in 3 U.S. territories, which is Puerto Rico, Guam, and CNMI now. So, and the way that works is Sonova actually takes the 100% of the risk. So they actually finance these programs over a 25-year term, and it enables the homeowner to benefit from lower energy, from solar energy, without the risk of actually owning the system.
The renewable energy tax credits were extended last December for another 5 years, and industry officials welcomed the move, calling it essential for their continued growth. Rosario says a solar energy system provides customers the flexibility of planning for their future power costs.
We're talking about 100% control of your utility costs. Prior to our program and renewable energy, you couldn't predict what your power bill was going to be in June. Now with our program, you're going to be able to say, well, I know what I'm going to pay in June of 16, June of 18, June of 20, June of 21. So like Jeff was mentioning, there's that opportunity for you to budget accordingly and say, well, you know what, I can purchase that luxury item because I know what my utility bill is going to cost. There are no surprises.
Meanwhile, any extra output by the solar system is fed back into the grid, and customers are only billed for their net energy use. But Voacalo says the net metering is a sore spot with the power companies who view it as competition and a drag on revenues. But he says that may be resolved soon enough as new battery systems are being developed that can store solar energy for use at night.
Batteries have always been the holy grail in our industry. So now battery technology is there, especially on the residential side. So with that technology, the net metering debate, that's going to go away soon. People are going to be able to generate that energy during the day, store it for nighttime use. So that's a big deal for this industry. So I think the growth now moving forward, especially over the next year, 2 years, 5 years, is just going to be incredible.
The industry believes reliable, affordable batteries will spark even greater growth in the solar energy industry. Voacalo says his passion for solar energy is fueled by its social impact and what he believes is the important role it plays in the future of the planet.
My emotional connection, especially to Guam and the world, it goes back to really, climate change. So this is technology that we should be using now. We believe that the world's in trouble. Our oceans are dying. And, if we don't change the pathway that we're going down, will we beat this in our lifetime? Probably. But how about our children, our children's children? We have that capability. We have the technology. We have brilliant people, scientists that have been working on this for a long time. We need to take advantage of this, and we need to straighten it out now before it's too late.
For KUAM's Business Matters, I'm Nestor Lecanto.
Business Matters, presented by the Guamanian Magazine.
Sit tight, we talk Pacific history when we return on KUAM News Extra.
This program is brought to you by GTA, your island, your network.
Honey, stripes or something.
He's so late.
Introducing Pizza Hut Stuffed Garlic Knots Pizza.
Come on, gotta go. Hold on. Can you use it?
An appetizer and pizza all in one. Mix the night in, feel like a night out.
Just started on the appetizer.
16 hand-rolled cheese-stuffed garlic knot appetizers baked into the crust of a large one-topping pizza. The new stuffed garlic knots pizza, an unbelievable amount of food, just $18.99. Only at Pizza Hut.
In life, we all face different challenges.
Some make you stronger.
Others make you bolder and better.
It's all about how you face your race.
The path you take and the steps you make.
Whether you sprint through life
or take a slower pace.
At the 2016 Guam International Marathon,
whatever challenge you choose,
from start to finish,
it's a one big half-a-day experience.
Take the GIM challenge. Register today.
Your favorites will always be here. But this one won't last long.
McDonald's Filet-O-Fish is perfect for Lent. Get it with fries and a drink for only $5.99 for a limited time.
We have some very noteworthy information to pass along to you right here on the show because we are talking about the Pacific History Conference, which is scheduled to take place right before FestPAC, the Festival of Pacific Arts, happens. That is significant. What is slightly less significant is I am the only person on our set tonight who does not have a doctorate. We have Dr. Anna Torrey and Dr. James Avernus. Congratulations to you.
Thank you.
For having your PhD conferred. Last time you heard, like, you were still working on it, so
yes,
well done.
Thank you.
Okay, so let's talk about the Pacific History Conference. Dr. Torrey, we'll start with you. In what context are we looking at this, given the fact that FestPAC is coming up?
Well, this conference is held every 2 years, and it travels around the region. And about 4 years ago, knowing that FestPAC was coming, we started putting out the buzz that Guam might be interested in hosting. It's a lot of work, right, to host these international conferences. So at the last meeting 2 years ago, Guam was voted. And so definitely we do have a kind of connection to FestPAC. For one, encouraging the people coming to Guam to stay longer. So we've got about 160 presenters, and about 140 of them are coming from all around, Europe, a lot from Asia, of course, a lot from Hawaii, but Australia, New Zealand, coming from all over the world, really. And many of them are staying also to go to FestPAC. But then we also have some panels that are specifically also more kind of cultural oriented. So within our conference, there's actually quite a few panels with the International Council of Traditional Music. Mm-hmm. So, we do have your normal history panels, World War II and, missions in the Pacific, but there are also quite a few kind of more art-related presentations.
Because, and Dr. Avernus, you can jump in whenever you wish, but when we talk about the Pacific proper, just covering the Western Pacific, there's a ton of information on that. There's so many people that get involved in it. You're talking about the Pacific in general and everything, right. Like way more areas, a lot more history and culture to cover.
Right, definitely. And the conference it's usually quite successful because it does draw in people who are covering the region as far as Melanesia, the whole of Micronesia, the whole of Polynesia, and not just necessarily through the specific practice of history, but across the humanities. We have a lot of folks presenting on things like literature, gender, things like economies, environments, all of course in a historical context, but bringing that all together to get a better sense of what is the research going on out there across the region, as you said, a wide area, but also a good spread across different approaches, different styles of scholarship.
Yeah, and there's so many diverse cultures, diverse history, diverse approaches to enjoying life and in exhibiting the very best of their culture. And yet, at the same time, there's a common thread that ties us all, being Pacific.
Yes, and there's definitely that consciousness. I mean, it's nice. I think we're seeing a large turnout of Indigenous scholars. For example, we have a whole session with New Zealand Maori presenters, and got a few from Papua New Guinea. And I think partly because of FESPAC, they're also drawn to the conference. The traditional history conferences are, a lot of professors talking about places that they're not necessarily from, but that they study. But this conference, we're seeing a high percentage of kind of Indigenous participation from throughout the region, from New Guinea to Fiji to New Caledonia, Tahiti. I mean, it's quite diverse.
So obviously, there's going to be a lot of information that the academic community would sink their teeth into. But if you're a average Joe like I am, who just likes good information and wants to find out more, may I attend as well?
Oh, yes, certainly it's open to the public. Now, in specifically, we also have a scholarship for teachers that through the generosity of Bank of Guam, we're able to offer to 25 teachers. So maybe.
Yeah, definitely. The Bank of Guam has been very generous in sponsoring 25 scholarships that will provide for conference registration fees, meals throughout the conference materials, for 25 teachers from our elementary, middle, and public schools here on Guam, so that they can have access to some of this cutting-edge research going on and be able to bring that material back to their classrooms and incorporate it into their teaching. And so the Bank of Guam scholarship, the deadline is March 18th. It can be
Friday.
Yeah, which is this Friday. Applicants can apply online. And again, this is for 25 teachers. And on top of the conference registration, the Bank of Guam is also providing 1 professional development credit for scholarship recipients.
Nice.
Yeah, so that'll be good for them.
Okay, real quick before we head out of here, how can people get tickets?
Well, the easiest way is online, www.uog.edu/PHA conference. So the Pacific History Association Conference.
Very nice.
So just go to PHA conference and you'll get everything you need.
It's that simple. UOG did their website a few months ago. Like, as an alumni, I think it's wonderful.
Yes,
Looks great, very, very functional. So
it's very nice for us to be part of the UOG system.
Yeah, well, and we're very lucky that the two of you are doing your very fine work.
Yeah, and on top of UOG, we've had a lot of community support. The Guam Preservation Trust has lent a significant amount of financial support on top of the Bank of Guam offering their scholarship. We've also got support from the Guam Visitors Bureau, as well as different units of the university, the President's Office, the Dean of College of Liberal Arts and Social Sciences, the Dean of the School of Business and Public Administration. So it's been a lot of community support out there for this effort.
All right. Well, thank you both, and we'll see you there.
Thank you.
All right. Please stay tuned. We'll see you on the flip side of this break.
A beautiful, healthy smile is an expression of confidence. The more confident you are about your smile, the more likely you are to fully express your feelings without having to worry about the way your teeth look.
Before cosmetic dentistry, I didn't smile as much. I didn't have the confidence, and it shows. And since I've had cosmetic dentistry done, I feel 10 times more confident. I make my initial introduction with a nice big smile and a handshake, and I just feel like it really is a relationship builder, a nice warm smile, and it makes the clients and customers feel more comfortable with you, feeling confident, and they feel that you're not just there for business, that you're also there kind of as a friend as well. So I mean, it's amazing how powerful a smile can be. A good smile.
Since your smile makes a significant impression on those around you, it is important that it makes the impression you want it to make.
Welcome back, everybody. Thanks so much for watching once again right here on KUAM. We are now talking about National Patient Safety Awareness Week, and my friends Veronica and Bill from the Guam Memorial Hospital are here. Ladies, half a day.
Hi.
All right. So obviously, patient care and empathy for your patients is your number one priority. So when we're talking about Patient Safety Awareness Week, Veronica, how is that scoped, and like in what context are we talking about?
Well, it's an annual campaign and awareness. It's an annual education and awareness campaign led by the National Patient Safety Foundation. And every year, what we try to do is promote engagement of patients in their care and to also enhance the communication that they have with their providers. So with their physicians, with their nurses, whoever takes care of them.
Now that's interesting, Bill, because it's not just the quality of care for the patients. Obviously, that's job number one. But here we're also talking about like patient safety. Does that involve maybe things like HIPAA and like records and information and stuff like that, as well as physical care?
Correct. When we're talking about our theme for this 2016 is United in Safety. This is for our National Patient Safety Foundation, which was led by that foundation. But when we're talking about patient safety, it doesn't only involve the healthcare providers, not just nurses, doctors, or anybody from the hospital. We want to have the participation of the patients as well as their family, to be more involved in their care, ask questions, communicate with their healthcare provider and everyone else, know their medications, know their diagnosis, be a good historian, because that's very important for us when we're assessing patient. We want to know what happened, we want to know what kind of medication you're taking. So they should participate in this patient safety as well.
And so much information I know these days, like it goes out all over the place, like electronic and everything like that. But of course, there are regulations to make sure that private information stays private.
Yes.
Yeah. So how else are you handling stuff like that?
Well, we do encourage at any point in their care, especially upon discharge from the hospital, that we provide them with the necessary information for follow-up at their primary care physicians. So they do receive some copies of important information like discharge instructions, a listing of their medications, things like that. We do want it to be communicated across to their next step in follow-up care. So that's what we allow them to bring along with them. And we encourage them also to keep track for themselves at home, even when they're not in hospital, just to always keep up to date with whatever medications they're taking. And if there's any changes in their condition, to also keep track of that too.
Now that's an interesting point, because I was going to make like an educated guess here and just say when a patient is discharged and they leave the safety and the care of the four walls of GMH, it's a little bit harder to take care of them directly and everything. So how can families maybe be more proactive in ensuring the safety of their patients?
Yes, I'll be giving discharge instructions, phone numbers, and make sure that they communicate with their primary physicians. And then when they have problems, we make sure that there's a phone number that they can reach. Not only us, but then the most important thing is follow up with their healthcare provider. And also we give as much records as we can. And talking about HIPAA or confidentiality, we just don't give it to anyone else. We make sure that they sign, that their patient is aware. Like, let's say, for example, I have a friend that I'm asking for a record. It would not be given to me, but without the permission of the patient.
Okay. Or in some cases, it has to be like the spouse or legal guardian.
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct.
So
Correct.
where it's not legal, you have to have like some sort of disclosure statement.
Yes.
All right. Very well. What is GMH doing to promote this week and kind of like get the message that you're professing out into the community to make sure that all of us know about it?
Well, we've already begun first off by having the declaration signing by the Lieutenant Governor and the Governor. That was last week, Thursday. We had participation from our hospital, also GRMC, Naval Hospital, and other partners in the healthcare community that we have here on Guam. So we started off with that. And then all this week we have other activities that are occurring at the hospital. In our lobby area, there's a setup of displays for information, posters. They can get a little bit more education and familiar with the things that they could be doing at home to promote their safety.
Now we always like going through the GMH lobby because you guys always do have some sort of informational campaigns and talking about, how to conduct yourself in the hospital. And because it is Chamorro month, you guys always put on a really, really good Chamorro month fiesta right in the lobby.
Yep.
I remember that. So yeah, it's a really good way to celebrate the culture. Okay, last question, Bill. Where can people go to find out more information if they would like more?
Well, they can go online. It's www.npsf, that's National Patient Safety Foundation.org. And then when they go there, click patient and families, and they can get a lot of information from that website. And lastly, we're purple. And we're in purple right now because to show that we're after our patient safety.
Outstanding. Well, thank you so much, ladies.
Thank you very much.
We do appreciate the information.
Welcome.
All right, please stay tuned, everybody. We're back.
Your community calendar is brought to you by Taco Bell. Whether it's your first meal or your fourth meal, we've got you covered. Taco Bell, live Mas.
Guam's auto appearance specialist, Elegant Reflections, has been providing the automotive industry with professional detailing and car care products at its highest quality, from complete detailing, full interior detailing, exterior detailing, headlamp restoration, hand washing, seat and carpet shampoo, engine degreasing, undercarriage cleaning, paint sealant, fabric protection, paint oxidation removal, and so much more. Visit us at our new location. Call 646-5555 for an appointment. Elegant Reflections, Guam's auto appearance specialist, over 20 years of experience.
Weaving. It's a form of art, abstract, functional, creative, learned and shared from one generation to another. With every strand, every twist, every fold, behind every woven piece is a story. Who I am, who we were, and who we are as a community, as Pacific Islanders. At the 2016 Festival of the Pacific Arts,
I will share my story.
Ruby Tuesday now gives you more for lunch. Endless trips to the Fresh Garden Bar, plus add-ons, mini combinations, and even new meal options. It's the new lunchtime menu, available Monday to Friday until 2 p.m., only at Ruby Tuesday.
Building the only trucks with the best fuel economy. Best towing. Best torque. And best payload takes guts. Overcoming any obstacle. That's the glory. Get a great deal on the trucks that give you both during Ram Truck Month.
All right, everybody, it is my honor, duty, and privilege to introduce to you the new Miss Earth Guam 2016. This is the very lovely Gloria Nelson, 19 years old, from the village of Jigo, where I grew up. So Gloria, congratulations, first of all.
Thank you so much.
Yeah. And how does it feel? Has it truly sunk in yet that you are our new queen?
It really hasn't sunken in yet. I'm still getting to the point where I'm believing that I made it this far, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Well, it's, of course you brought the your sash and your tiara. How does it feel?
It feels surreal.
Yeah.
It feels amazing.
Okay. Well, what do you plan to focus on? Because when you gave, your presentation, you said that, you love Guam so much, and you realize the fact that, we're given so many natural resources, and these are gifts that we need to preserve and everything like that. What do you plan to do?
Well, I'd really like to get involved with the invasive species. And then also because climate change is affecting our island a lot, I'd like to team up with agencies to help find solutions and, advocate for our community. And my environmental platform this year is the green sea turtle, saving our hagen.
Mm-hmm.
And I'd really like to team up with Department of Agriculture for that. So hopefully I'm able to do that.
That's a pretty big platform. That's a lot on your plate.
Yeah.
And it's saving the hagen is really, really good because, I mean, they're such gentle creatures. They're so unassuming, and, we have to make sure that there's a lot of them going forward.
Definitely.
For your generation.
Yes.
Including old people like me who,
I know. How can you not see a hagen in the ocean?
Exactly.
That can be possible.
That's one of the things that we have to preserve.
Yes.
Okay. Well, what are some of your favorite things about the pageant? And that pageant night, just how special it was, or how magical it was, or was it?
My favorite thing about the pageant is it really builds your confidence and it makes you more of an independent person. And with Miss Earth, it's a pageant with a cause. So throughout the whole pageant, we are on a mission.
Okay, so last question, because we are going to roll your special presentation of the Inifresi, which you put together. Tell me about that. Tell me about putting it together and, you know, like the Inifresi, of course, being the Chamorro Pledge. So what does it mean to you to actually recite that and really live those words?
It really means a lot. I couldn't have done it without Brian Munya. He was a videographer on the project. And it just means that the Inifresi is our promise to our culture, and we couldn't have done it without Bernadita. And it just really shows who we are as a people and how we should take care of our land and keep our culture in our hearts.
Because it's not just a bunch of sentences
It's
that
not
are
just a
strung
bunch
together.
of words. It has meaning to it.
And as Chamorros, that's really who we are.
Yeah,
It's
it really
it's
is.
our responsibility to take care of this
our
wonderful
land.
island.
Yes, and preserve our culture.
Okay, well, congratulations once again. It's great to have you here. We look forward to working with you over the next year.
Yes, thank you so much for having me today.
All right, thank you. Well, speaking of Inifresi, everybody, the very lovely Gloria was talking about her presentation, and she and Brian put it together. So here now, that very special presentation of the Inifresi. Enjoy.
Inifresi. Inimastakula gihanasoku. Imastakulum gi corazonhu. Tani masfigo naninya sanyahu. Huafrasim maisadzu. Arabai protehi zanhu defendi. Ihenengi. Ihenengi. Ikotura. Ikotura. Ilengwahi. Ilengwahi. Iairi. Iairi. Ihanam. Ihanam. Sanitano Chamorro. Iren shaku tiratsu kinazua stata. Estio fitma kihilu biblia. Zani bandarahu. Ibandaran kwahan.
Closed captioning is brought to you by IT&E,